Hello again and welcome back to the channel. And today we're just east of the city centre, having to walk along the city road. Why we're here? Well, let's find out. Let's begin. It's a building that people probably walk past every day without knowing anything about it, and its long history and stories, but we'll let you into some of them. What we're talking about? Well, we're talking about Keelman's Hospital. And in front of where we have Keelman's Hospital. It's derelict at the moment. Where it was built in 1701 by the Keelman of the Tyne. The Keelman rode boats called keels, which carried coals down the Tyne to the waiting ships. The boats were roughly about 40 foot long, carried roughly about 2.5 tons of coal, and they were mainly propelled by sail or oars or the tide. The Keelmen, originally from the 16th century, were a tight-knit community, working physically demanding conditions and with unpredictable employment. They lived in one particular area of the city, Sandgate, and wore distinctive attire, recognisable even in their Sunday clothes. On the 29th of July 1700, the Keelmen petitioned the Council of Newcastle for a piece of ground whereon to erect themselves a hospital. On the 23rd of August, the horsemen made an order that the lease of the above ground, and it was sealed and executed on the 4th of October for the use and benefit of the Keelmen and their families. As you can see, the cloisters below, they're a little bit overgrown now, but use your imagination, try and imagine a grassed area, manicured, for maybe a few benches for the residents to sit in and have a bit chinwag. Like I say, the Keelman House dates from 1701, and for the following 180 years it operated as an almshouse for the sick and aged Keelmen and their families. Its initial construction cost around £2,000, and Newcastle Keelsmen themselves paid 1 penny a tide from their wages of each crew to run it as a charity. The original hospital consisted of 50 chambers set around a cloistered area. The 2-storey brick building went on to become a council house for a period of 90 years. Then in most recent times it spent 3 decades as a student accommodation, but finally fallen out of use in 2009. The hospital is set to be turned into affordable housing, thanks to a partnership between the council and Tyne and Weir Building Preservation Trust, with £36,500 coming from the Architectural Heritage Fund and support from Historic England. And this ambition to bring an empty building back into community use is said to build upon its proud heritage by offering social housing for the community. The current proposal is to convert it into 20 one or two person flats with the potential for specialist use, including co-housing, specialist care support and sheltered housing. And as you can see, we're now at the back of the property. We can't actually get on the property with it being derelict. Well, this is the rear. As you can see, it's a red brick construction, 2 stories, apart from the clock tower, which is a 3rd story. In the courtyard itself, at the time of building, was a nice grassed area for them to sit and rest and recover from their ailments. You can see it's a bit overgrown, but the building looks in pretty good shape. A few loose tiles. It doesn't look too bad. We will have a walk back around the front. And like this sort of hospital has been here for over 300 years. It's had its stories. One such story involved a fish seller called Jane Jameson. She used to work down on the quayside near the Guildhall, and her mother was a resident in the hospital. She had visited her 60-year-old mother on a ground floor apartment on the 2nd of January 1829, still drunk from a New Year's Eve party the night before. She decided to pick a fight with her mother and blamed her for killing her father. The elder, Mrs. Jameson, got angry and called her daughter a loose woman. Upon that, Jane grabbed a red-hot poker from the fire and rammed it in her mother's chest, killing her instantly. On her trial, she was found guilty and sentenced to hang. The case gripped the nation, or I should say the case gripped Tyneside, and thousands turned out for an execution, as she was the first woman to be hung for quite a few years, and she was the last woman ever to be hung in Newcastle. And she was only 30-year-old at the time, and she got hung on the town moor. Land made available by Newcastle Corporation for the Keelman's Hospital, and this plaque above its main entrance commemorates the hostmen who were involved in building and in overseeing the hospital. This plaque was added to the Keelman Hospital in Newcastle in 1786 in recognition of John Simpson Esquire, who had left a yearly donation of money to be given to the 10 oldest Keelmen staying in the alehouse at the time. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We much appreciate it. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos in the future. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.